Hey guys! So I just decided I want to do something with my hair, and in my last swamp monster story time stories, I told you guys in the first one, I think, that I had been up talking to this guy. So I can't just leave y'all hanging on that, so I'm gonna give you guys the guy story time. So a little background, if you did not see the swamp monster story time, I was at the summer camp. It was a church summer camp I went there for the past 2 summers. This was in 7th grade. I'm not going this summer, but I'm definitely wanting to next summer. But like I said, I had a lot of stories, and this guy I met my 7th grade year, so my first year at the summer camp. Sorry, that was a lot, but summer camp. Okay, so it was a church summer camp, like I was just saying, and basically we had services. We had a morning service and a night service. So it was like one of our first services. I think it was our first night service, like the first of the day, and this was like a week camp, I think. I was gonna say 5 days. I think it was 5 days. But, so this is the first night. I am, like, just looking around, seeing who all I know at this camp, because this is, like, everyone's there. So I'm, like, looking around, and I spot this guy that's, like, on the top of the, like, I guess you could say bleachers. They weren't bleachers, though. They were, like, seats kind of, but it was, like, elevated. And I see him on the top, and I'm like, that guy's cute. So I was at this camp with this one girl that year, and it was like my first year being friends with her, but she was like one of those insane girls. Like, she's super fun to be around and super funny, but she's absolutely crazy, maybe a little attention seeking, but in the long run, you laugh a lot with them. So I like told her, like, oh my god, that guy is so cute, and like she spotted him, so she's like, oh, he is cute. Once again, this guy's not cute anymore, but at the time, I would say he was okay. So anyways, I'm like, okay, we gotta figure out his name, whatever. And so it's the next morning, and I like hadn't really told my friend anything else. Like, I was just like, oh, we should figure out his name. I just switched the angle because of my hair ties, but well, this full-on girl comes up to me the next morning, and we had like this game, because we had games every day for the summer camp. Well, she disappears for a while, and I'm like, where's my friend? And she appears with this guy next to her. Yeah, I'm so sorry to do this, but come back for part 2, and I need to finish my hair, so. Hi guys, get ready with me. Next is sunscreen. This one is so good for a primer because it just gives you the most beautiful glow ever. That's the foundation for today. I'm using shade 240. My skin is so glowy right now. I'm literally fully using my phone as a mirror. Kosas concealer. Not that long ago, I did this like beautiful burgundy, like rust gold look. And I have an event tonight, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. Patrick Ta, she's bronzed. The skin is literally giving today. Why do I love it? I don't know if you guys have tried these NARS blushes yet, but if you haven't, you need to, and get the shade Dolce Vita. It's like stunning. It's a deep like rose color, but the way these blend out, you guys have to see it. It's literally like they blend out like a dream. You guys see that? That was like 2 seconds, and they look gorgeous. They're like super hydrating too. They feel wet almost, and just like blend into the makeup so well. And the shade is so good. I saw a little blush hack somewhere. You put your blush like right here and on your forehead for a more sun-kissed look. I'm interested in the forehead one. Doesn't look bad. This blush is just so easy to blend. I feel like you just cannot mess up anything with this blush. Dare I even apply highlighter? I'm doing it. And you know that it's gonna be a lot of it too. This is the Charlotte Tilbury one, Pillow Talk. Needed. I don't know, highlighter just pulls everything together. I am setting my face. Don't worry. I'm gonna use whatever's left of this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. That is literally such a tongue twist every time I say it.
We're literally mattifying just under the eyes. I love the glow everywhere else. So doing the lids now, starting off with some bronzer for the crease, because I actually only have one palette of eyeshadow, and it's the special guest for today. So we've got to work with what we have. I did a little bit of a base. This is our girl for tonight. Isn't this crazy? Look at this pigment. I had no idea Saint Laurent had shadows like this, but they are like the best thing in the world. Do you guys see that? Yep. She's the star of the show. Guys, this eye look slays. I literally only did bronzer and this shadow. I'm gonna add some liner too. Saint Laurent Crush Liner. Saint Laurent Lash Clash Mascara. And this is the final makeup look.
Good morning, besties. Let's do our makeup for work. First, moisturize. Now we're gonna conceal every single insecurity on this face. So basically my whole face. Little ASMR. Now I'm using the ColourPop Tinted Moisturizer. Now I'm using the Mary Kay Setting Powder. Now I'm using the shade Donut Bronzer. And I'm using the Access for my nose like this. And excess. And blush. I think I'm buying a new blush, so hit me up with some good ones in the comments. Now glitter. And I'm using a smaller brush for the inner corners. Curl the lashes. Mascara. And then I'm using the Ofra lip gloss. I attempted the ASMR, but hair and outfit in the next video.
Okay, so this is part 2. For my nose contour, I get like a thin-ish brush and I create a line along the bridge of my nose. After that one, I'm gonna go in the bottom and then connect, brushing upwards. Next, I'm gonna use this loose powder. It's like my favorite drugstore product. I usually go in with the Anastasia one, but yesterday I used this one, so I'm just gonna use this one again. So this is how I do it on my nose. Now I'm gonna put some under my eyes and just drag. Do not pat this in. Now I'm gonna do the cheekbones like that, and on the other side, that. So while I let this sit, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. And I know it's common to do them like in the beginning, but they often get messed up with all the powders and stuff. So this is what they look like. I'm gonna fix them up with this spoolie though. So once I do that, I'll be back. There they are done. I don't feel like they needed filling in, so now I'm just gonna brush all of this off. So it's already all brushed off, but we look kind of pale, so we're gonna go in with the butter bronzer. I don't know if it's just me, but I love the smell of this bronzer. It's like so good. I went in with the same bronzer on my nose just to define the bridge a little bit more, and now we're gonna go in with blush. My go-to blush was the Bare Minerals Calm Eye Blush, but it broke, so I bought a new one, the Maybelline Fit Me in shade Rose, and I actually really liked it. I do use a pretty big brush, but just because when I do put on blush, I tend to put on a lot of it. So I'm just gonna go in like a little bit on my forehead, my chin, and my cheekbones. Okay, so now that my base is done, I'm gonna go in with highlighter, and I had a lot of comments asking which one it was that I used, and this is it. This is all I use. It's the Wet n Wild multi-stick. I do my inner corners and my nose. Okay, we're almost done. Next is lips. I'm gonna take off any residue from the foundation with a Q-tip. Okay, this is the lipstick that I use for absolutely everything. It's the brand Merle Norman in the shade Rapture. I don't use too much of this. I just put a little bit on my cupid's bow and in the middle of my bottom lip. Okay, this is what it looks like. I use the Vaseline Lip Therapy in Rosy Lips. It has like a little pink tint to it, so I use it to evenly distribute my lipstick. I do have a brush for this, but I actually like using my finger more, especially because I do not have the patience to be messing up. And for the finishing touch, I actually hate lip gloss, but yesterday I used it and it wasn't that bad. So I'm gonna use the Neutrogena lip gloss in the shade Glaze. And we're done. Thank you everybody for your support. I promise I will get better at these tutorials. And yeah, Merry Christmas. Love y'all.
Hi guys, get ready with me to go to dinner with my family. It's my first day back from Hawaii, and when I tell you I slept from 12 until 5, like I don't even know. It's 6 right now, but my parents literally woke me up and they were like, we're going to the country club for dinner, like get your stuff together. And I was like, okay. Hawaii was super fun though. Definitely weird towards the last couple days, which I'll just tell you. Okay, so it was like New Year's Eve, right? And like I didn't really have any plans because like I was in Hawaii and like no one I know is in Hawaii, and there was like they were having this little like Great Gatsby like theme at the hotel, so me and my family went down there. I then ran into a couple of people. They said they were from Canada and then some were from Australia, and we like ended up like watching the fireworks and stuff together. So it was really fun. We were like exchanging like slang with each other and like what we say, and it was super like cool to see like what they say in Canada because like I've only been to Canada once. I don't know anything about Canada. Anyways, we were like, okay, now that like the fireworks are over, it's like 1 a.m. at this point. We are like, okay, let's like go hang out at these like chairs in the hotel. So I was staying at like the West Wing and they were all staying at the East Wing, so I didn't know this part of the hotel. I was like, this is completely new to me. What is going on? And then all of a sudden this guy's like, oh, like why don't we like take some photos with my camera, like this would be like a really good spot. And then like all the people kind of keep walking besides him and I. Keep in mind it was New Year's Eve, so I was like drunk and I was like not really in the right mind. Anyways, so we walk out to this like little thing. I can maybe show you this photo. Wait, okay, this is where we walked, and you would be like, oh, that's super cute, super like movie awesomeness. Next thing you know, this guy is like totally talking me up. He's totally like, oh my god, you're so pretty, like you're like literally the most beautiful person I've ever met. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And then I'll just break it down for you. He kissed me and I was like, oh, what's going on here? Yeah. I kind of just let it happen. And then like I was like, okay, my mom like wants me, like sorry, I have to go. And then he kept saying, he was like, no, like sneak out, like I really want to see you, like you're perfect. Then I kind of just rolled with the idea because I gave him my Instagram like before, and so he was non-stop DMing me, and I just went to bed because I was like, I'm not seeing this man. I wake up next morning and he is texting me non-stop, and I was like, what do? I can't get this man away from me. I kid you not, this part's so weird. I come out of the elevator and he is standing there waiting for me. Next thing I know, he's following me around the whole hotel. Luckily, I escaped to the airport. Don't talk to random strangers. Bye!